So I've got the TIG welder out today. Chris was using it on this truck over here to get some exhaust bolts that were broken off in the head out. And it's kind of a slow and rainy day here. We don't have really a lot going on right now. We're waiting on parts on a couple things. So today has kind of become a practice what you suck at day, at least for me, for sure. But neither of us get all that much opportunity to TIG weld. Chris does a lot more than I do still. I probably haven't touched one in 8 years. And I mean, they're pretty damn ugly welds, but you can't just let something like TIG welding sit and not do it for years and expect it to look decent. So we have a ton of these square offcut scraps, so I started messing with them. Chris is doing some practice on them today. It's got a lot of holes in it to try to hold water, but yeah, that's another good thing. I purposely left a gap on mine because I haven't TIG welded a gap together in a while. But with anything, I mean, you don't get better at it until you practice it. And that's proof of why you don't let stuff sit. And, you know, you can't just hop back in on something like that after you sit forever. So I think one of the things going forward here I want to try to do is make sure that anytime we have the TIG welder out in the shop and we have enough gas and extra time, I need to do some more practice on it because it's fun. I haven't done it in forever, but as you can see by my welds, they look like crap. So just gotta sit and take your time and keep practicing. Oh, someone just asked why we're not using the MIG. We could use the MIG. It's sitting right there between our engines. Yeah, I mean, the reason we're using the TIG is we have it. It's at our disposal, and we don't have the opportunity to use it a lot. I mean, just about every job we do, other than aluminum or stainless, we could use the MIG welder for. I've MIG welded out tons of broken exhaust studs. But, like I say, you gotta practice what you suck at. You know, this is a perfect reason to get the TIG welder out and use it, get some more experience in on it. I mean, the only way you get better at stuff is by doing it and trying. So that's kind of what today has turned into, because we've already had shop clean day. Yeah, let's compare somebody who actually has half an idea of what he's doing with a welder to my gloves. I mean, it's not great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very good at TIG welding. I mean, some of mine were getting better as I went. I'm really glad I didn't just poke that. But that's the difference between actually knowing what you're doing.
I wouldn't say that.
And well,
I've done it once or twice.
I was gonna say you've got more practice than I do in it, and more time in.
Two of them.
Yeah. I just saw Chip comment. He's looking forward to meeting us at Cletus and Cars tomorrow. The Cletus and Cars Cadillac that we're gonna be demolition drag racing. It's gonna be delivered to the shop here. So we'll get to see that. Dalen's going to be bringing it up tomorrow. He said something about first thing in the morning and getting a trailer and all that stuff. And I just made it clear that I don't wake up till noon, so anytime afternoon is perfectly fine with me. What's going on, Stan? Someone just said the last time I saw an L-Tech brand anything, it was a 3-phase plasma cutter.
I have one.
Chris has a 3-phase plasma cutter. And it is an L-Tech?
No, it's a thermodynamic.
Oh, never mind. You said it's thermodynamic. Yeah, so he said that his 3-phase plasma cutters are thermodynamic. You're lucky that you have a 3-phase to one of your buildings between that and your Piranha.
Yeah. Shit, I got some little rocks in the hole. That ain't gonna hold water very good.
I still think it's funny that you're trying to make something to hold water out of something that started out with holes in it. I'm trying to hold the camera here so I'm not staring at the arc. But these squares are what we have a bunch of offcuts of over in the other building. They're great little mounting tabs to use for anything when you're doing a project, so we keep a bunch of these around.
Pre-punched out.
Yeah.
They're nice to take on the service truck for stuff too. They make great washers.
Yep.
Got one more side to do, and I'll fill in all the holes, and then we'll go fill it up with water and see.
Well, if it's anything
I
like...
had to do this for my welding test in high school, and it was gas welding with torch. I was the only kid in our class that was able to actually hold water with a little tin box when we were done. And it's the same thing when I got foot metal now versus...
No, that's another thing that I am not very good with, is brazing with a torch. I mean, I can do it. I can stick things together, but it is not pretty.
I can brazing.
Oh man, I looked right at it. While he's doing that, let's walk over here. I don't know if the signal's going to go very well. The farther I get away from Wi-Fi, the worse it tends to do here. So on my truck today, we just got the trailer lights wired up on this thing. Connector was messed up, so I got that fixed. So I have working trailer lights again, because apparently I'm going to be delivering a car in Tennessee. And then Anthony's toolbox was sitting over here, his top box he bought, so I had to take that home today. Other than that, there's not really much going on outside the shop here. I know little Tyler's over in the other building right now working on a Hyundai. Other than that, we're waiting on injectors for that Cummins. Motors coming out of this Fox body for a project we're doing. Motors coming out of that scissor lift back there for another project. This Honda kicked a crank seal. The truck in front of it's got broken bolts in the head for the exhaust. That's kind of all we've got going on right now, so we're kind of stuck waiting on parts for most things. Yeah.
One little pinhole here to fix, and then fill up my I really need to put a new point on it, because it's been all over the place.
Is that your last tungsten you got right now?
I got some more 330
I wonder if I can get signal out front to go show them the Scout. Yeah. Let me go through the office real quick here. So, we have some customer just decided it's going to be going up for sale. If anyone knows anyone that's interested. If the signal gets bad here, it's because there's no signal in town here. So right there, it's an International Scout 1110. It's a single cab short bed pickup, V8 4-wheel drive with a 4-speed. That is for sale right now. We're taking offers on it. The guy that owns it doesn't want to put any into it. That one got dropped off by the local Ford dealership because they couldn't figure it out. We've already got that one fixed. That was pretty funny. It's the dealership I used to work at, so I was laughing pretty hard when they brought it here. But that's pretty much all we're up to today. Kind of a slow day, so this is what we're doing. Chris, someone is asking if you're still a Napa dealer. Yeah, so he's a Napa Auto Care Center, and we actually were just talking to them today that I think we're going to go back to being a Napa Auto Care Center.
Yeah, I used to be. I haven't paid for it the last 2 years.
So yeah, we're going to be a Napa Auto Care Center again here pretty shortly. Someone said I had to go back to Chicago and do training at GPC. What's GPC? I'm going to be in Indy till the end of summer. Someone's asking if I'm staying in Indy. That's when the lease is up on my house. And right around then is when I plan on making the move down to Tennessee. I don't feel like renewing my lease again, so as long as my bus is done in time, that is going to be my plan. Yeah, going and getting it's going to be the main issue. Yeah, I just got to find time where he's going to be able to go with me out to North Carolina and get that thing and bring it back. In case anyone's asking too or wondering, my bus is still just sitting in North Carolina. It hasn't moved.
Alright, one hole's complete.
You're the one who decided you wanted to make it watertight.
That's a good test to see how good of a welder you are. Because if you weld it up watertight, you're golden.
I guess we can go give an update too on some other stuff that's here at the shop. If you guys have been following along. I haven't told them what we're doing with the Bobcat yet. We might get to that in a second. So Sage's bus is out here, one of them. This is the Ohio one. All the leaf springs are out of it. And we are waiting for the custom-made leaf springs to come back for this. This is Chris's shop that we're at. Someone's asking when I'm coming to see. I'll actually be in Tennessee next week. I think beginning of the week I'm heading down there for a few days to do some work. And then check out the new property. I'll take the four-wheeler down there and have some fun. Yeah, so we're waiting on leaf springs for this. Once the leaf springs come back, we'll get those put back on and get this thing back on its wheels. So Chris said I can tell you guys about the new project here. So that little Bobcat right there, that skid steer, needs an engine. So we got this from the junkyard. So this 2.3 is going to get adapted and put into that little Bobcat back there. Because that has a blown motor. We've already got it out in the other shop and apart. And for right now, I think we're just going to throw this in there. And our ASV skid steer that Chris has right there, that needs a ton of work. It needs all the tracks redone on it. So I think it's going to be cheaper and easier to get that one done. So mess with those. Got the turbo mower sitting out there still. We've actually got a new carb to build for that, and that thing should be pretty much ready to go. We have jumped to the hill with my four-wheeler here before. I believe there's actually videos of that on the channel. Chris has jumped it with his mini quads, and he's jumped it with my blaster. But yeah, this thing is nice, I tell you. A little 5-speed Fox body with a 2.3. That one had a 3-cylinder diesel. I believe it was a Kubota. It's torn apart in the other building over there. This ASV is an RC100. It's a decent skid steer. It just needs a ton of work. About half the teeth are worn off the track, so anytime we try to move it, it just sits there and skips and jumps. I might lose signal back here. I'm getting kind of far away from the Wi-Fi. So if you guys can see how torn up those tracks are. This thing never wants to move. It'll just sit there and jump and pop. But it needs a track on both sides. It needs a bunch of rollers replaced. We priced it out, and it's going to be a lot to fix this one. So this one kind of just sits for right now. It still works a little bit, but we got a screaming deal on that other one with the bad engine, so that one will probably be up and running before we get the money to get that thing all fixed up. Yeah, we can get all the parts to rebuild the motor. We have the motor apart. But we got a really good deal on this from the junkyard. And Chris was bored, so throwing this in there sounded fun. But yeah, that just needs a tracks redone and a bunch of stuff like that. How's it going? What'd you say? I vote we not play with blow darts right now. Yeah. That blow dart gun is dangerous. Here you go. Oh. Yeah, no, it's just polished. Yep, nope. One in the chamber.
I got let this torch going down. It's hot. I mean, it's hot.
Only one hole left to go.
2.
What kind of car was that? That's a Fox body Mustang that's out there.
Feels good.
How's the shoot?
Really good, actually. It's one of my favorites.
Can you shut the gas off?
Yeah, I can shut the gas off.
Yeah, I gotta let that.
Didn't kick like a mule.
No?
Pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
woman carrying it.
That's an air-cooled torch, and it is hot.
Well, I mean, we did just weld a couple boxes together.
This one don't look too bad.
Yes, that's a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder in that Mustang, the one that's got the dual spark plugs per cylinder. Well, I think I'm going to hop off this live here real quick since we're going to stop welding. Maybe hop back on later and see if Chris's box holds water.
I think we will. I got 2 more holes to fill.
Alright, well I might hop back on live here in a little bit once we get this filled up, but we're going to let the weld cool off for a little while.